pretty difficult for most of y'all to handle. For example, most of y'all all have been convinced that driving while intoxicated is the epitome of irresponsibility and a horrific offense. But I'm here to tell you, that's somewhat some bullshit. Because when you look at the statistics, there's just as many fatal and tragic accidents that happen while folks are chit-chatting on their cell phones. But Mothers Against Drunk Driving will always leave that issue alone. And the reason why is because the cellular phone industry and the wireless providers provide all the members of Mothers Against Drunk Driving with complimentary cell phones with free airtime. Now, y'all ain't no dummies. No, that's called hush money. So soccer moms of America miss me with all your rhetoric and your bogus slogans. Stop telling me I need to learn when to say when. Because if you was all that concerned about my well-being, then you would lobby for laws that would require all-night clubs and bars to have last call for alcohol at 10. And then you would make it mandatory for every liquor store to close before 4 p.m. Or we could even begin with the fact that every single local government possesses the power to shut down every single happy hour. But none of that will ever happen. Because see, it's much easier making people at the bottom seem like the problem. See, Anheuser-Busch is able to shield itself from all sense of responsibility from any alcohol-related fatality simply because they claim to encourage their customers to please drink responsibly. And ladies and gentlemen, that is an oxymoron. Because a liquor company that wants its customers to drink responsibly makes about as much sense as a drug dealer telling a crackhead, yo son, listen up. I don't want you smoking all this crack at once. As a matter of fact, I don't want to see you back here for at least a couple of months. Hey, what? That is the hypocrisy of the democracy. The same way they tell you what's wrong with gamble, unless it's a state lottery. Or how they convince you that the average American is all that offended by pornography. But if pornography was all that obscene and offensive, then how do you explain it as a multi-million-dollar business? Because I can put up 100,000 right now, guaranteeing that every man listening here right now has some pornography stashed somewhere in his house. And there's a pretty good chance he's watching it with his girlfriend or his spouse, or maybe both, just depending on how they all get down. Now I know some of the things I have said so far might seem a little bizarre. It definitely makes me a poetry rock star, not simply because I'm talented and beautiful, but because I know how to think outside the cubicle. And when you add that to the fact that I'm a conceited elitist who's a borderline genius who can spit dope, spoken, broken English, I'm an optimistic realist with the heart of a lion, which means I'm going to save the world or I'm going to get rich trying. So it doesn't matter if I'm broke or I'm balling, I'm simply following my calling. So whether I'm riding a brand new Bentley or my girlfriend's car, I'm still Tommy Bottoms, y'all. 100% certified, bona fide poetry rock star.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your first time down here? It's her first time down here. She represents from the Midwest, best city in the whole wide world. My little baby Oscar would say she's been national for some reason. This is her first time getting invited down here. She's about to drop 2 pieces for y'all real quick. Some of you heard it, but some of you haven't. All of you will know exactly who the hell she is by the time she walks away. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, right hand, left hand, right now, for the incomparable Tasha Jordan.
Jones.com, and I'm gonna that's TASHA. I'm gonna do a couple of pieces. I'm a heavy poet, so I got some real heavy shit, and I got some soft stuff. So I think I'm gonna start with soft stuff and then go heavy, or go heavy first. Which one? Soft and heavy. Soft and heavy. All right. Ooh, just right. I'm ready. All right. So this poem It's real simple. I'm gonna need y'all to help me out a little bit. And go like this. I ain't thinking about you no more. Can't keep running out my door. You're letting the flies in. Said you're letting the flies in. You must think I am your winter's lover. And now it's time for you to go because summer's coming. And you think that I'm going to be right here in the fall. Boy, you have lost it all. You must take me for a fool, one of your chicken heads and one of your dudes. Don't forget yourself because I know the real you, so I'm asking. Have you really thought this thing through? And is this how you're going to do the only person who has been there for you? Remember when you had absolutely nothing? Who was you trusting? Who was you loving? Who was there giving you back rubs and cooking you grub? Who was there showing you love when your parents could not express what you needed them to? Who was there to hold you and say, I love you? Who watched you practice in the middle of the night? Who bought your books because your financial aid wasn't right? Look at me. Go ahead and leave if you think the grass is green on the other side, but I'm not that same girl I was back then. I'm not going to cry. I'm not the same person who needed you. Yeah, you showed me a different world back then, but see, baby, I have developed too. See, this ugly duckling has developed into a beautiful swan. So go ahead and leave, because that church boy, he's been waiting to mow my lawn. And trim my hedges, and water my flowers. See, the seeds have been germinating, he's just waiting on the showers. So go ahead and leave me, make it easy. See, I am no longer immature, insecure. I have developed into a 100% pure woman, and I love it. I love me. I love my mentality. I love my intellect. I love the way my palms sweat when I stand right here in front of the mic. I love me when my hair is short, or when it's long, or when it ain't done right. I love my smile. I love the way my calves look like I run miles. Check it. I love my stomach and my gluteus maximus. I love the way that I'm well proportioned, baby. I love my thickness. I love my lips, my hips, my breasts, and my thighs. I love my eyebrows and I love my eyes. I love where I've been and where I'm about to go. I love my ears, my earlobes, and my nose. So if you are ready to leave, then Negro, you go ahead, go. Because I ain't thinking about you no more. You can't keep running in and out of my door. You are letting the flies in. My mother and me. Good touch. Bad touch. My great walls of China came tumbling down 3 years after diaper changing, 36 hours after the ink dried, 2,555 days after the proposal. He fumbled his way into the game and has never been benched because he knows that she is way too insecure in her being to live without him. So I'm forced to be all that I can be for her and him. Bad touch. By 5 a.m., my vagina has done more than you do all day. I'm granted 5 days rest, and that is when he is most attentive to her. Good touch. And that, for her, is Christmas. Bad touch. And for some unspoken reason, I believe she's trying to birth another me. Bad touch. Because my sister friend came to visit her, I crossed the line before I was 12. Good touch. And that is my instrumental and intrinsic reward for being a soldier. 5 days rest. I pretend like school is the best thing going, so I make straight A's to excuse my time at home. I do all my work at school to prevent early arrivals, good touch. For my vagina knows the wide gap between the promises of a parent and the actual performance of a parent keeping their promise. Bad touch. The perception of dysfunction may have occasional outbreaks like when DeMarcus Johnson says something stupid like, "I don't like you anyway, whore." And although I thought he was cute, and his intelligence could have matched my wit, I quickly grabbed the scissors and blurted a couple of profanities for my vagina. "Shut the hell up, DeMarcus. You don't know what a whore smells like. A whore carries a different stench, and you just mad because you wish you could taste my shit." And it was those words. Those words started the investigation. Good touch. Those words caused the revolution. Good touch. Those words opened the floodgates of inquiry in a quiet and forceful way. Good touch. And I truly don't understand how she saw it. Teacher 16. She has only been in our classroom for 11 days, and she reached right through the concrete and turned the lights on. Concentration suspended, breath grasping thin air, hoping to hide, belonging to share. Turn around. Revolution. "Why are you so angry?" Revolution. "He called me a whore." Revolution. "Is that what you are?" Revolution. "No." Revolution. "Then why are you so angry?" Revolution. "Shouldn't I be?" Revolution. "Not unless he exposed you." Revolution. "What you mean?" Revolution. "It's not what you are called, but what you answer to." Epiphany. My vagina answered to being a whore. Technically, I've never been penetrated, but physically I've been used. Daily bouts with fluid in the Civic battery. I have no feelings for my father. I don't know him as a dad. Bad touch. I have no feelings for love. It has been tainted. Bad touch. I don't know what to feel for boys. I am confused. Bad touch. So school don't mean shit to me. I've been living like an adult since I was 5, and I try to keep my mind focused on this trivial shit like Columbus rediscovered America and current events, but there's a real war going on in my home. My mother is psychotic, but she refuses to believe that I know the difference between good touch and bad touch. She refuses to believe that leaving him is protecting me. Bad touch. She refuses to give up her illusion of a lavish life. Bad touch. So I am scrutinized. My home is no longer a safe haven. Bad touch. My father's first question to the police when they arrived was her hymen broken? Because he knows that he did not penetrate. It matters not that he ejaculated all over me. Bad touch. Bad touch. Bad touch. So he has depicted me as a disgruntled child who has stored angst because of the way he disciplines. As if I make straight A's because I am required. Dear little girl. Dear little girl who has never gone through anything remotely close to what my vagina has experienced, I write this poem for you. Good touch. Bad touch. I write this poem to protect your innocence. Good touch. Bad touch. I write this poem to protect your sanity. Good touch. Bad touch. For I know your earnest desire is to speak, but mouths wide shut won't repeat. When every molecule wants to scream, bad touch, bad touch, bad touch. I hear you. My heart is pumping courage for you. My hands are aching. Thoughts are running fluid like hurricane winds. And we, the invisible children, are stared upon like shattered dreams defying gravity. So I write to protect you from our fathers, our priests, our brothers, our uncles, our friends and families, and our unresolved parents. I write to eradicate fear, bad touch. I write to eradicate the fear of bad touch. I write to liberate your voice. Speak, speak, speak. I write this poem to prosecute pedophiles with the same conviction that Democratic leaders utilize executive orders. I write full descriptions. Speak documented dates. I beg you to show your journal. Unlock your sacred to protect yourself. Right, because I have penned this poem for you in hopes to revolutionize your being. Good touch, bad touch. Speak. Thank you.
Gentlemen, courtesy of HBO Death Poetry Jam and his damn self. Put your right hand and left hand together for none other than Black.
I gotta say something. You big 350-pound virgin motherfucker, so then my little ass, I'm speed you know what I'm saying? I'm really small and big, I'm couture. And it was 2 miles to on my way out here, right, I really didn't know why I was coming out here. You know, I knew I was coming out for a spoken word conference, but you know, it's like a spoken word conference. Like, wow, what's that going to be about? You know what I mean? And when I got here, I realized that I needed some feeding. So it's not only like the workshops that we're having, but the thing about what we do and what we have to, like, I don't want to, like, before I don't want to get on my soapbox real quick, but the thing about what we do is that the reason why it's a small number of people here is because what we do is for a small number of people. We are the special folk, and we got to take it back out. So while we workshopping and critiquing each other's poetry and shit, also getting to some, you know, some questions about community activism and what we can do back in our day. Because understand back in, you know, in my father and mother's days, they had poetry sets. They got together in cafes, but after they spit that shit, for some odd reason they found their way into the back and discussed some real shit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that we know what our full responsibility is, and it's not just to come up here and give out our little, you know, our little snippets of progressive, you know, social progressiveness. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do your job. And it's not just right; it's actually giving back a little, you know, something too. So anyway, because in between the workshop, we would have these crazy conversations, you know, about politics and, you know, just all type of shit that we need to have some dialogue about. You know, so I hope y'all been, you know, soaking up the same thing, and in between the workshops, y'all been having them serious conversations and doing that dialogue, so we can go back and do a little bit more than we were doing before we came out here. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all for feeding me. Really. Okay, so with that said. Two poems. It's low. It's not low. So let me make my point. I look at the news and I watch other people's nations formed over. While right out my window it looked like death done warmed over, swarmed over my folk like Revelation is amidst us right now. Death in jail, ready to enlist us right now. Fight how? I ain't been given the proper guidance and weaponry needed to protect myself. I never heeded advice to respect thyself. Shit. That was used to given to me from some corner nigga. You know the type when coke was right, 3-year run, getting gone a nigga, spawn a nigga. I'm the side effect of the Willie Lynch prescription. Stayed stereotypically, so I always fit the description. Educated improperly, so I never solved the encryption. For America to run smoothly, somebody gotta go through some friction. So I've been chosen for the addiction. To sell it and to use it. If you never learn how to love life, there's plenty of room to abuse it, so I misuse it for all it's worth. Because they refuse to give me a boost. They start me pecking for their little chicken feed and get upset when I come home to roost. Shit, I want to sip the juice, but life's food ain't in for me to squeeze. Built this brothel on my back and confined me to a striptease. Assigned me to disease and put the poison in cute disguises. They spend millions keeping us broke because they know poverty demoralizes. And uprises crime and they stop on prison life. These bitch niggas get rich, making the poor envision strife. Wife and state perform corporate merger. Husband becomes inmate and purger. And hip-hop culture is named the urger. This shit is supposed to disturb you. You ain't supposed to be able to sit tight. As the words emerge, they should be urging my people to get right. My nigga George loved me to death. He said, yo, black nigga, this is shit fight. These ignorant niggas is stuck. They ain't gonna listen. I said, they just might have been spit tight. And I draw it right. Then maybe go trace the stencil. And live life a little better. Prepare for fate because it's eventual. And at my lowest, when all I had was the pad potential, it seemed like the darkest of moments, but I seen the brightest potential. I got the heart of a teacher, but still a mind of a hustler. I got this shit that when it's spit, it's guaranteed to touch you. Black ice cut you. Put you right in verses. Like first person. It's like you was right there with the nigga when he was writing, when he was rehearsing. Some say my words are prophetic. It's like the succession of God's plan. So stopping my progression is like fucking with God's man. Y'all might understand the lessons that are coming in the ladder. I'm preparing a substantial meal for y'all and the blessings in the batter. So eat up when they put the beat up, but please make sure you listen. See, the fact is the track is coating to make sure you get the nutrition.